The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
Now, to execute you for your crimes. Just as they're about to kill you, a guardsman bursts in and says, "Oh, the Lord Regent says you're not to kill him. He's to be taken there immediately." And the Prime Minister glowers at you like you're the worst son of a bitch.
Oh, produce a very weak smile.
So you were dragged before the Lord Regent, who was Roman.
I wouldn't be up like this.
Who was Roman? And he has your sword. Well, his sword, man.
You don't deserve to hold that blade.
A guardsman smashes you with a pike, dealing 14 damage. You are reduced to 1 hit point.
Okay.
So is everyone else, by the way. Make it 3, actually, to give you a chance of surviving the trap. You're going to do something for me, he says, putting his feet up on the unconscious body of Adrian.
That's my footstool. What? No!
You're going to do something for me.
I find that highly unlikely.
You're going to go before the crowds, and you're going to admit that you lied about being a paladin. And that you... And under your direction, a letter was written requesting access of priests of the Dark God to the kingdom. And that you released the evil from the tomb. And that you murdered a nobleman of House Rains twice. You will do these things.
You expect them to believe that I killed you when you're standing right there?
You will be non-specific. You will furthermore admit to treason and betraying this kingdom. You will do all of these things.
Why would I do that when you're just going to kill
Because
me
if
anyway?
you do not, then this footstool will be thrown to the dogs, and the peasants will bet on how long it takes to eat him. And your Amazon friend will be strapped to a pommel horse and sent down to the guards' barracks until she is fucked to death. Your elf friend will be sold as a slave to those black people in the east. And as for your Asian friend, well, he'll be easy. But it will take a long time. I will even do something to this little pet rat of yours. There's a tiny wooden cage that's clearly crushing a rat.
Scribbles!
I don't know what I'll do to it, but it will take a long time. And after you've finished watching all of it, I will shatter your knees, your jaw, and your elbows, and leave you in the darkest of dungeons for the rest of your natural life, to reflect on what you did to them.
How do I know you won't do that even after I've said all those things?
And you'll still do it.
I was going to do the first one anyway.
I win. And it was so easy, while you were distracted with that trivial matter to the north.
As long as I draw breath, you have not yet won.
Well, let's hope you draw that breath in, doing as I have demanded. I mean, after all, it is by order of the king. He flourishes a document with a signature scrawled on the bottom. You are attainted of treason. It seems you're the son of a traitor. You know what that means? To the 7th generation, Mr. Peel.
Well, I guess that means I'm 2 steps removed from a traitor instead of straight up being one, unlike you.
Slap. 2 hit points.
Down to 2 or
Down
2
to.
of damage, okay.
Well, shall we get going?
Lead the way.
Oh, part of your torture would have been seeing your holy symbol melted into slag. And then reforged into a symbol of the Dark One.
Wow!
Which is now hanging around your neck.
Oh, okay.
So, you are bustled out, punched in the ribs a few more times, one of them breaks. But that's okay, there's 3 others that are in the same condition. Out at the front of the palace there is a gathering crowd. They seem kind of uneasy. You notice there are a ton of soldiers and guards, like the kingdom's really beefed up security at least. Yeah. And the peasants kind of look sullen and uninterested, and then you know, eventually they're motivated properly into cheering. And they're like, hooray, the Lord Regent and the King. Hooray, we approve. Well, get on with it. Filthy stinking peasants! I bring before you the traitor, Saphiro the rat peasant.
Guessing there's a reaction. From the
Startled
peasants.
disbelief.
Oh.
If you want, you can roll perception to determine if anyone's in the crowd.
Yes.
Sorry, there are people in the crowd, obviously.
I mean, somebody I
Anyone
recognise.
you recognise.
I rolled a 4, so I imagine...
Yes, there are
There we go.
numerous people you recognise.
Like everyone we ever met in this town?
No, about half of them.
Ah, okay.
I mean, it's like your inn owner's there, but not her brother. He died for some reason.
Didn't even have the common courtesy to bring him back.
The courtesy? Ah, fuck, I hate myself.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Can we ignore that one?
Yes.
Thank you.
They'd better be in the recording.
You actually want that done?
Yes. And I need that to be so the vents are up, not onto the ground. Cheers. Well, get on with it. He is here to confess his crimes. His many crimes against the king, this kingdom, and your beloved regent, me.
To the cheer.
There's expectant silence. There's a mood of unease in the crowd.
I, Sephiro, am not the paladin that I claimed I was.
Gasp, shock. Oh my god, it can't be true. Say it ain't so, Mum. I based my life on his teachings. Now I'm going to become Roman.
I am nothing more than a mere cleric. Also,
It can't be true. What is he wearing around his neck? Someone else cries. It looks like an L for let's not be here.
I am also the grandson of a traitor to this kingdom.
There's someone roll me a d20 and tell me what the result is. I could reach down there and get my dice. I just don't want to.
16.
There's a ripple of discontent in the crowd. Someone yells boo.
They're not yelling.
Well, sorry. Maybe it's not the yelling boo. Maybe they're saying
Who was this traitor?
No, there's some people are booing.
Yeah.
Some rotten fruits bounce into the cart. I mean, glancing around, you'll notice the town is shabbier. The snows are kind of melting into this dirty slurry.
I colluded with priests of the Dark One.
Oh, rabble. What does colluded mean? I think it means he had sex with me.
That is true. I killed.
Boo,
Twice killed.
Boo, fruit are pelting the
noble.
car, mainly aimed at Roman. Boo, this is fucking bullshit.
A nobleman of the house reigns.
Where's the king? Boo. The peasant masses.
I'm guessing it's too loud for me to be overheard anything.
Someone else roll me a d20.
I rolled the last one, so go first.
14.
Yeah, that's still really bad. That's quite annoying to me. The peasant mob surges forward, intent on killing Roman, who has put on this farce, chanting things like, "We don't believe you, get fucked, Roman," "You suck, Roman," that sort of thing. And the guards sweep down. Fighting begins, and bodies are piling high in the streets. As you are wrestled back inside, Roman is furious. He slams you against the wall, kicks the rat cage around the room a lot until Squibble stops squeaking in agony. Walks over to your body, kicks your ribs in. That's another point.
What? Oh yeah, you're fine.
Kicks Seraphine in the groin. Walks back over to you, slaps you around a bit. He's like, picks you up by the throat and says, you are going to pay for this. They will learn that I am the good guy, and you are the scum. And he personally drags you out of the throne room, through several corridors, down some stairs to like a recently obviously excavated area where bricks have been pulled aside, down a rough tunnel, down. He hurls you down a chute as guards carrying the rest of the crew hurl them down as well. And you slide down the uneven surface, and eventually you land in a pit of abject darkness and despair. Glowing fungus is your only light. It is very dim. And now I need to get the map for this area. And so we begin.
Did the cage get thrown down too?
No. Right, so who wants to go next?
I probably wake up before everyone else.
Okay. You wake up in what is traditionally known as a heap. You are in a very dimly lit room. A narrow ledge runs along the north and west walls. There is a mouldy odor in the room. You notice the floor is very uneven, and There's appears it's like hewn stone. It's uneven. There's like standing water puddles, constant dripping, leaking, seeping. It's cold. Cool probably be a better word, but without your robe, you're feeling the cold a lot more. Yeah. It's dark. There's just the odd glowing moss giving bare illumination to things, and you hear the noises of other occupants, and you don't know where you are. All you remember, the last thing you remember, is a group of grey-robed figures gloating about how they kicked your ass in Anfang, and they're going to kick your ass now, taking your spell book and throwing it on a fire, and taking your staff away and all your spell components, dividing it up amongst them, and laughing while you tried to protest.
Do I still have my spells memorized?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, you can have any selection of spells memorized that you want to have memorized on the way down. You've spent 2 weeks traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. You appear to be, for the moment, alone.
How injured am I?
You are reduced to however many hit points I said. You have a pain in your side, and you're covered in bruises and cuts and injuries and other such.
So you said there was like standing water and stuff?
Yes.
How clean is it?
It's filthy.
Is anyone there? I'll start feeling around to see if I can gather like what's in the room or the dimensions.
Okay, there isn't really a lot.
What else is in the room? Just
a narrow ledge runs along the north and west walls. There is an upright sarcophagus in the north. There is a wooden door to the west. It seems to be rotting on its hinges. There's an archway and another wooden door to the east. There's another slightly better looking wooden door in the west wall as well, and there's an archway in the south.
Is the sarcophagus open?
No.
Can I open it?
Strength roll.
I beat it.
You eventually manage to pull the sarcophagus open to find that there is a much better kept wooden door inside. It appears to be locked.
Oh, it's locked. Okay. I'll go south.
Okay. There's an archway entrance to your north you've just come through. There is a statue of a familiar looking assassin character with a sort of death's head mask on the east wall. It seems to have a hand open, and the other one is holding like a big sort of a farm implement known as a scythe. A fountain decorated with screaming faces sits in the east side of the room. There is a pile of blood-soaked Saphiro lying on the northeast corner of the room.
I'll rush over to him and check out his condition.
He's way worse than you.
The fountain, is there water?
He has an iron symbol of the Dark One around his neck that's burnt itself into his skin.
Can I take it off?
Strength check.
2.
You easily succeed.
The fountain, is there water coming out of it?
Yes. There's also slime coming out.
Right. Is there anything I can do without any, like, bandages or
You
anything.
cannot use your healing skill without a good tools.
Okay. So I can't like he's not like I don't need to put anything back in place or.
Maybe his shoulder's dislocated. But really, there's no. You can't restore any hit points.
Yeah. I'll try to wake him up.
You wake up easy.
Saphira.
Adrian, you yet live.
Well, it seems like it.
What of Sulan's Seraphine, Lee, and Scribbles?
I haven't seen any of them yet. You're the first one I've come across.
You have to find the others. You have to get them out of here.
You say that like you're not coming with us.
I'm too weak to travel. I'd only slow everyone down.
You know, you're in bad shape, but I'm not in much better myself. We probably wouldn't be moving that quickly anyway.
Neither even are we.
I don't know.
I just remember being taken down and then there was darkness.
Well,
You do occasionally hear like water dripping and running, and the odd scream or animal sound.
I only just woke up and came from the room to the north. Here, let me help you sit up.
Ow! Ow, ow!
Oh, sorry about that.
I think
I had to
One of
relocate
my
the
arms
shoulder.
isn't working.
From your assessment, it would seem that someone seems to have hated him a shit ton.
Oh, yeah, I had to put your shoulder back in. It had been dislocated.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
The bone was removed from the joint.
Okay. You have to find Sulan and the others. What was that?
There's a shambling figure that may once have been a person stumbling through the northern archway. It appears to be armed with some sort of club. As it stumbles closer to you in the illumination of the moss that you are in, you notice that it is in fact a femur. This shaggy, hairy person stares at you with bloodshot, mad eyes, drool leaking into its beard. As it raises its club,
So, like, it's just... How far away from us is it?
in one movement action, it will be close enough to attack you.
I'll try it, like...
Look for a bone or something, like
Yeah.
improvise.
Is there any...
Give me a d20 roll.
5.
Neat. So you're looking for what?
for something I can use as a weapon.
There's a femur being held by a deranged psychopath.
Yeah.
Sephiro's got lots of good bones in him.
Some are better than others at the moment.
That symbol of the Dark One,
Weighs about a pound.
how... So, is it sharp?
No, actually. So it shambles closer to you, femur upraised, and suddenly it gurgles in pain and falls onto its back.
What did you do?
I
What
didn't
did
do
you
it.
do, Sulan?
I killed it. What do you think I did?
Sulan is armed with a rusty length of rust about yay long.
Sulan, you're alive!
Alive maybe, but... Yeah, alive.
Have you seen anyone else?
No, I've seen this thing.
There's plenty of noises that indicate that he's not alone.
We must get you moving.
To where?
Anywhere but here. Is there any others?
I haven't seen anyone else yet.
If you are alive, perhaps they are too.
Well, get up. Or do you need a hand?
I'll be fine.
Saphira, you might want to take
I'll get
this.
up. The femur.
The femur.
I'll pick up the femur. It's the closest thing to a hammer.
You're now capable of ineptly supplying a bunch of compensation checks to people who should have had their government's help a lot sooner when their flood-damaged homes were destroyed.
Femur.
Oh! You can't do that then. You're about as good as the American government during a crisis.
I was about to say, so wait, I'm slightly more effective now?
Okay, you are now armed with one femur. It does 1 damage.
Cool.
Every time you swing it, you have to roll a d6. If you roll higher than a 4, it breaks. If you deflect anything with it, it breaks. If you eat it, it breaks.
Look at it sideways.
If you try to support your weight on it, it breaks.
So, what other exits were there to this room?
I'll describe the room again.
Yeah.
There is a fountain decorated with screaming faces sitting on the east side of the room. There's an Amazon woman, a peasant, and a former wizard. There is a statue of a certain familiar assassin reaper with one hand open menacingly and the other hand clutching what appears to be a scythe. And there is an archway leading north.
Okay. So that's the only way out of here.
Is the scythe molded into the stone?
It's, yeah, appears to
Okay,
be.
no, it's not like a separate thing that's been slotted into a...
It appears to be.
So the guy that Solon killed, was he wearing any clothes or? Okay.
You guys can have like Templar nappies or whatever will preserve your modesty.
Okay.
What modesty?
But they'll be filthy in covenant blood.
What modesty?
Oh yeah, Templar Nappy. Sulin's been covered in more now.
She had the best picture out of all of you.
I guess the only way we can go from here is north.
How do you even know what direction is what?
It's just something I'm really good at. I can just tell which direction is north.
I'll have a look at the statue before we leave.
It is the Reaper.
Yes. What is it holding? Can I see if it's holding anything? If it's on the side?
The center of its palm has a circle etched into it that, say, a silver piece might fit into.
I'm guessing you haven't found anything else yet.
I've literally just been woken up by Adrian only a couple of minutes before you saved us from that shaggy thing.
It looks like something can fit in its hand.
I assume that might have been the case, but I couldn't find anything, and the only other thing I found was the symbol to the Dark One that Saphira was wearing.
Keep that away from
Throw
me.
that away.
Oh, well, I was going to throw it in this fountain.
Just get rid of it. Why was it on you?
It was my holy symbol. He melted it down in front of me and then changed it to that.
Okay, do you want us to throw it away? Because wouldn't...
It's been tainted now.
Yeah, but I don't know about your symbolism, but if you were to remake it as...
It's tainted now. I would need another.
Is your way. Right, I'll go to the archway and look through.
There's a much larger room beyond. It's lit with glowing fungus, but lit is a generous term.
Yeah. So it's quite bright in there for me.
There's got a narrow ledge running along the north and west walls. It smells kind of mouldy in there. There appears to be an open, upright sarcophagus with a wooden door inside it to the north. To the west, there is 2 rotting wood doors, and to the east, there is an archway and a wooden door.
An archway and a wooden door.
Yes, separately.
Sorry.
Yeah, I found that door inside the sarcophagus, but it was locked and I couldn't open it.
We'll look at the other ways and see if we can find others. I'll have a look at those doors for a start. On the west doors.
Okay, the west. It seems unlocked, and the other one seems to be stuck.
I don't even want to hit this thing, but I'll look over the door. The one that's unlocked. Seems legit.
Yeah, it's in incredibly bad shape.
Yeah, I'll try opening it.
Sure. It leads to a smaller room. The floor is covered in square tiles alternating in dingy white, maybe originally, and black. There's splatters of blood all across it. There are several pieces of rotten leather scattered throughout the room that you might be able to sort of piece together into some barely functional armor that would be of the lowest grade.
Is there a rock or something on the side?
I ain't done yet. There is a broken, obvious trap in the center of the room. There's a surprisingly good condition wooden door in the north. And to the west, there is another surprisingly good looking wooden door. To the south, there is a wooden portcullis and a pile of human bones right in front of it.
This room looks dangerous. It must be traps in here.
There's a broken one there.
Yep. Is it in what colour floor tile is it?
The trap sits neatly on a black tile.
Okay. I'll see if I can drop a rock on one of the other black tiles.
Okay. You pick a random one?
On this side, I'll pick a rock. I won't go in, obviously. I'll just pick a rock and.
Okay. The tile sinks down a bit, and the tiles on either side, the white ones, lever up, and jaws slam shut. But they're so rusty and old that they sort of shatter and mangle and remain.
This room looks absolutely dangerous. I don't know what's good or bad. I'll go have a look through the archway.
Which one was that?
On
It's
the
on the
east wall.
East walks.
Oh, in the other room.
Yeah, no, I won't go into the room. I'll
You go ahead, I'll just lean here.
wait here.
There's the corpse of a skinny, emaciated man. Nowhere near bad condition as the other guy was. He's just got sort of a shaggy beard there. His fingernails are all broken back and he's been scratching on the wall. The room is covered in bloody writing that you can't read. It's like insane gibberish. But over on the far side of the wall, it's more legible. You might be able to make something out if you do it as
Can I as well?
well. Yes.
No.
I got a 9.
Over and over and over again in different directions, it's scrolled. You can make out the words demons, you don't.
What does it say?
It says demons, you and don't, over and over again, in every direction.
There is a mural on the north wall, and you look at it and you see yourself being pulled apart by dogs depicted in the mural.
Ah!
Well,
You see yourself in a barracks surrounded by erections.
oh, that's
You're dead.
unnerving.
The south and east walls also have like lots of scratch marks in them, like an animal's claw have it. There is a iron door in the west, an archway to the west, obviously, and to the south there is a rotting, mouldering wooden door.
You said the guy clearly hadn't been down here for that long.
No, I didn't say that. I said he wasn't as bad.
Ah, okay.
The guy is wearing rags that were once very fine clothes. He has a coin pouch on him with a hole in the bottom and nothing in it except his own teeth. He has several scraps of parchment, one of which is this.
What was that?
He was holding it.
you still alright, Severa?
Oh, what's going on?
Don't fall asleep.
I don't want to fall asleep. I want to die.
So as you say that, you sort of look north at that mural and you see yourself lying on top of a bloated, fat cow. Your intestines are spilling out and there's a little rat eating them.
That's disturbing. I don't want to look at it.
It's not a good view.
Don't worry, I promise I won't die until Roman is brought to justice. That's keeping me going.
Do we know that Roman? Do we know that
This is news to you.
Roman? What does Roman have to do with
I
this?
thought he was still.
Wasn't it those grey-robed mages like last time?
And who got
Wasn't
me?
he using
Same
you as a
the
foot?
very
Oh, you were
right guys, or-
unconscious, yes.
Some more soldiery types, but belonging to the same group.
Yep. It was. I thought it was just that group again.
Roman's working with the Prime Minister.
How did he get here before us?
You know,
Probably ignored the stuff that was going on with the army and headed directly south while everybody was busy with the war,
intelligence rolls.
including me.
I beat it.
I beat it.
I equaled it.
Okay, so you realize that the reason the supplies and the army's reinforcements probably didn't make it up to the north was probably because Roman diverted them.
Roman diverted them. Yep.
And if you remember the troop movements that Baron Allen was doing on behalf of Roman, you might figure maybe that's how he's taken over. Now discuss.
That would explain why we didn't get the supplies we needed.
And if he used those... You remember the troop movements Seraphine found? If he used that, he could have just taken over the whole kingdom.
It was a perfect time to make a power play.
You were awake, Saphira. Did you see the king?
No, but he had a document signed by the king.
And you recognize the
But
signature.
the signature, it was the king's, but
It's easy to force someone to sign a document when they're held hostage.
it
though.
was
Not quite right.
slightly squiggly and
Uneven.
uneven.
Unsteady.
The O was, and the curves were like jagged instead of being
Like he
smooth.
was shaking when he wrote it.
Yes.
He could have been forced to write it. I can't make any sense of this. I'm trying to figure out where we are, and I can't work it out.
Is
Well,
it
perhaps
even
he
of
was
this area?
beaten within an inch of his life and forced to sign it, like I was.
What did they make you sign?
Well, no, I mean, they made me say things.
What did you have to say?
I had to admit that I wasn't a paladin. I was going to do that anyway, but I had
What
to
do you
tell
mean
them
you're not a paladin?
not a paladin, Sulam.
Is that because your father died?
No, I was never a paladin.
From what I gather, he misinterpreted the sign.
Yes.
Okay, we'll worry about this after we get out.
I also had to say I was a traitor to the realm working with the Dark One, and
This is coming from an evil person making you do it, so none of it is.
I only did it to save all of you. He was going to kill all of you if I didn't do it. He probably would have done it anyway, but
Death would have been a release. Are you alright there?
Are you actually having trouble, or is this like roleplay? Okay, good. Well,
Would
bonus.
you like me to have a look?
There are rooms on here that don't connect to anywhere.
Yes, quite likely it's through tunnels like this. Like the sarcophagus. Remember, they're not marked normally?
I don't know what he did with you, but he had Seraphine and scribbles. And I don't know, I didn't see Lee either, but he was using your body as a footstool, Adrian.
Worse things have happened.
Poor little scribbles.
If we keep moving, I might be able to get a better idea of where we are.
Well,
See, this time I've been an ass and I removed all the numbers and all the secret doors and...
which direction?
You said there was an iron door in this room. Mm-hmm. We could try that door.
There was some leather back there, Zulin. Could you use that at all?
In that room with the traps.
Yes.
Yes, in the room with the traps. I can't. I could throw rocks at the traps, but I can't disarm them like Lee.
Okay.
So I'll have a look at this iron door.
Do you know where we are on that map, Adrian?
It's hard to tell. You can have a look if you want.
Did you take orienteering?
I didn't get the chance to, but I have the proficiencies for it. Like I had this open slots for it.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, too bad then.
Is the door locked or?
Have you checked it for...
Don't let the demons take you.
Well, it's not locked. It is trapped.
I wouldn't know.
Oh dear. Well, there's a puff of like powder as you open the door.
Zulin,
Step back. Just.
Are you okay?
you okay? I can't even heal you with this without my holy symbol.
It makes it look, so to say, easy.
Beyond is a...
I don't know where we are.
Where's room 30?
Yeah, where's room 30?
Oh, it's shall we say 30 feet deep by 7 feet wide.
7 feet wide.
Sorry, 70 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
A toppled statue lies in the center of the room and there's a hissing noise filling the room. To the north there is a stone door. Lichen and moss cover its surface and hide whatever it may once have borne.
Well, I'll use my sword to scrape the ground as I walk forward.
Okay. The floor is uneven. There's puddles.
Just walking in the same path I am. I hope this works.
Lead the way.
The stone door is stuck.
This door's stuck.
Do you think we could force it?
I can try.
I'll try to help,
it's
but I
stone.
don't know how much strength I've got left.
70 feet wide, you said? Okay.
I got below my strength, but
Below it. What the fuck?
The stone door slowly heaves open.
oh,
This is to the north. There is a shrine in the southeast corner of the room. It looks like it has clear water in it. There is a sculpture over the shrine, and it features a young boy leaning against a great wolf. There are rusting iron spikes lining the north wall, suspending skeletons and one Alfred Molina.
Benadar.
To the north there is a surprisingly well-conditioned, almost new-looking wooden door. To the west there is a wooden door in poor condition, an archway, and a good condition wooden door, and a moderate condition wooden door with iron bands. We'll call them West 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Where to next?
How many?
From above the shrine, there's a thin trickle of water coming in from a crack, just pouring into the basin.
I'm gonna crawl towards that.
Wait, don't.
You make it. It tastes clean. You realise now that
It's
you're closer
good.
that shrine looks like the big statue of Benadar in the temple, but smaller and on the shrine. The shrine is old and worn. It looks like water has worn a groove in part of it, but the basin shimmers and shines with surprisingly good-looking water.
Stop for a second, Saphira.
It's
Tastes
fine.
good, bro.
It's good.
Yeah, but there's only a limited amount, and we're all wounded. We might need that.
Okay, I'll stop.
The face of the young boy seems to regard you.
At least there's one god who appears to be looking out for me down here.
The goddess is looking out for you too.
Take your word for that, Sulan.
Well, she guided me to kill that thing.
You feel so alone without your holy symbol,
I think we can get it.
like you've been forsaken.
I'll make motions towards where it would normally be in this kind of...
Like if you touch any scar, it'd be painful.
Yeah.
As you do that, your wet hand touches the scar, and when you bring your hand away, where your fingers were is perfectly healed.
What's this? Wait, this isn't just water, this is holy water. Look!
The scar's gone.
There's a little bit left, he's like, wipes it off.
Yeah.
That wound just goes healed. You recover 4 hit points.
I'll just scoop up some more and like wipe it on a wound on my face and see what happens.
You heal the injury for 2 hit points.
How injured am I? Well, obviously I'm
Sounds
down to them. Yeah.
Does it only work on external injuries, or can it work on internal injuries as well?
Your ribs feel actually pretty good since you've been drinking.
Feel better from drinking it.
Well-
how big is this pool of it that's...
It's like
managed
about
to-
a kitchen sink's worth.
I'm going to keep drinking, Adrian. It'll give me the strength I need.
He keeps drinking Adrian. Oh, you taste so salty. I can't win at Overwatch.
Saphira, I think we may need some too.
There's enough here for all of us.
Not at the rate you're drinking, there isn't.
I'll stop. How good do I feel? What, fully healed or?
Almost.
I feel much better. Drink some, quick.
Adrian, drink.
Are you sure? You should probably go first.
With your magic, you could help us down here. Just drink.
Drink. I'll try not to drink too much, and then I'll try to clear up.
Well, you're a
my
maid,
wounds
you
and
won't need to drink
You
too
can
much.
recover your hit points.
stuff. All of them.
Up to 3 mages worth.
That's all.
And I'll drink some as well. Yeah.
Okay. Healing all of you back up to full will consume the entire basin. Is that your intent?
No,
No.
No, I'll leave some behind.
just in case we find the others in just the same condition.
Yeah.
So I'll go at least to half hit points if it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said there was a really fine wooden
Me
door.
too, I'll go up to 16.
I'll try that.
leads west. There is another basin in this room in the northwest corner. It looks like it's very angular. The stonework looks old, but in great condition. It's not weathered at all. There's a great hammer shape above it, and angular dwarven runes all round the edge. There are a set of unfamiliar looking masks hanging on the east wall. To the east there is a simple wooden door, an unlocked wooden door you just came through, and to the south there is another wooden door.
Is the hammer symbol, is it the symbol of Tor or?
No.
Oh, okay.
It looks, because the back end of the hammer has like a pick on it. It looks like a mining hammer.
Oh, okay. So are the masks like within reach?
Yeah, I was going to look
What
at
do
the
they look
masks.
like?
Various twisted demonic faces.
Oh, okay.
They look like war masks.
Oh, okay.
Obscure knowledge tells you that they are from the tribal regions that occasionally come out of the jungleland areas.
Oh, okay.
And the masks depict various evil gods they have, that they wear them to scare their enemies.
Oh, okay. I'll relay that.
They look like they're... Like, does this room look like they deliberately were put on display for some reason? Or?
It does. They're of varying age and quality.
It's like these are trophies.
Why were they down here? I thought this was a dungeon. What is this place? Or what was it?
Well, is it dwarven? I mean, we mentioned that that's sort of the... I can't read it, but... And then you've got a Ben Hadar statue in the previous room.
So there's how many exits are there to this room? Sorry?
There's a wooden door to the east, the wooden door you came through to the east, and a wooden door to the south.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at that.
We have these things in Serenia called museums. Do you have you familiar with such things?
At least.
Yeah, well, I was looking for a room that had 4 doors in one direction.
They're a building that hold artifacts and possessions of significant historical importance for preservation and for people to learn.
Like a temple.
Not entirely. They're
Or an Athenaeum.
an Athenaeum with items instead of books would probably be
That will be the room
an
with
interesting
4 doors leading in one
comparison.
direction.
Okay.
No,
No,
I don't know.
The map is oriented.
Oh, the map is this way.
Why would you store the stuff?
And which one did we go through?
Because it's old and
The
historical
archway
and
will be
rare,
leading
and
to room 19, which is the
Like
thin
if-
ones of the
okay.
there was armor used from a great battle
That's
from years
19.
ago that
Okay.
isn't used anymore, and they found it that would sometimes be housed for people to see what it looked like.
So you think this is a museum?
Yes, or sometimes people privately collected these things, so it could be just a private collection of noble people would collect rare artifacts and
I don't understand.
objects of historical importance too.
You hear an
It was a
animalistic
status.
noise far off and someone shrieking, and then the shrieking stops.
We must
Can we
find-
determine the direction?
It's really hard.
We must find the others and get out of here.
Yes.
I think that door will lead to a passageway with 2 archways into 2 different rooms.
Have you worked out what that map means?
Which door?
So we're in this room, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're probably in this room, right here.
Oh, okay.
That one.
Oh, I thought we'd already passed that room.
That's
Oh.
19. You haven't left.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. So, I think I've worked out where we are. We are in here.
Where
And
do
we
we
came
need
from
to?
here.
Where do we need to get? Over here.
Yeah. If we go to that direction, if we go in that direction, we can get to stairs.
Yes, but what about the others?
Well, going that direction also takes us. We can take it to a different path this way. This way will take us to stairs, but we could go through these rooms here.
Well, you tell me which way to go, and I'll go.
Okay, there's a door near the north of the room to the west.
It is near the west.
Unless I'm confusing my directions.
Oh, that just leads back to the same way. You got a south entry.
Oh yeah.
The two east entries have just lead back to the same place you just were, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, they in fact would. Oh wait, sorry, no, the northern one wouldn't. Sorry, that was my bad. I'm just wondering why the destination is not listed in here. Ah, yes. It is stuck.
This door's stuck.
Eastern one.
I have a bit more strength. Let's see what I can do.
I can try.
Yes.
You come through the wooden door in the south of the room. To the north there is an archway, to the west there is a stone door, to the east there is a wooden door that's seen better days. There's a polished metal mirror in surprisingly reflective condition on the north wall. There's what must have once been an impressive mosaic of some kind of something on the floor, but all the tiles have been lifted up and scattered, and they're chipped and discolored now, so you know, whatever.
What do you want to do?
We should probably go north. If we go west, we'll end up going towards the stairs. But we want to find everyone else
Is there
first.
anything odd in this room? that's
Perhaps we should
more than-
verify whether the stairs
Apart from
are
the
a
mirror.
legitimate
Oh,
means of
then you
exit
could
before
search
we
it.
I'll look in the mirror for a
search
start.
for the others while we're in the vicinity.
You see yourself.
Yeah, very bad state.
No, you look pretty good. And your armor's in great condition.
Okay, this mirror is odd. Can you,
What do you mean? Well, I'll go have a look in it.
Oh, hey, you see yourself in majestic flowing red robes, gripping a gnarled staff with a crystal in it. You have a beard. Looks good on you.
do I see what he sees?
No, you see like a younger him with like a hat with several Z's and wizard written on it. And
That's good.
his sleeves are too long and they hang over his hands.
Why would you be wearing a wizard hat with all those things on it?
I'm not.
You are, and your robes don't even fit.
No, they do. And I'm taller.
You two
and
come
I have
away
a
from
beard.
that thing.
No, there's no
I'll
beard.
wander over.
You see yourself resplendent in shining silver armor. You have a great big hammer.
That's more like it.
Yeah,
What do we see?
That depends on your character's particular opinion of Sephiroth.
Sephiroth's
You just see him like he normally is, and you see like a great big tall guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, you look really tall, Saphira.
I've always been tall.
He looks.
No, I
He
mean,
actually
like,
is really big.
I mean, like, much taller than usual.
He looks like normal.
I wish I looked this good normal.
What does Sulan look like to me?
Really want to know?
Yeah, I've asked. I gotta know.
To know.
So there's a lot of women there, like a lot.
Oh.
Is he going bright red?
I don't know.
Sulan, why are you naked?
I'm gonna stop looking in the
Because
mirror
I
now.
haven't got
she
any
is.
clothes yet.
No, completely naked.
I probably am.
No, I thought you had like
Free of movement.
Well, we can see if the stairs are really there if you want, Saphira.
I just think it should be good to verify the veracity of the exit before continuing on. I mean, there's no point coming back here if it's
Does it look like those
caved
tiles
in
can
or
be put into position?
Nah. Look at the floor's pretty much generically uneven.
they were faded and broken.
Just search.
As well,
They're just the remnants of a
5
fire.
on a search.
You don't find anything.
This room doesn't seem to hold
It is
anything.
obvious that this room was once a lot nicer than it is. What?
search for
You gotta
secrets.
search for secrets.
Ah. Well, you notice the mirror isn't mounted on the wall properly and you pull it away. And behind it there is an iron chest